yeah, I mean, this is the sort of stuff that I really like and really like talking to people about, because it's showing that people not just have a business, but they also do stuff and give stuff back to the community. And I know Leo Malloy does similar things up in Auckland, and there are other restaurants all around the country who do this sort of stuff, and it's such a really good thing to do, and it shows a lot of commitment, because the time that you're spending away doing this stuff is time that you're not spending in your restaurant. And in this case, Haylee employed her kids as well to help her. So we have her on the line now. Good morning, Haylee.
Good morning, Tina. How are you?
I'm very good, Haylee. I have actually never got to your restaurant, which is one of my great sadnesses, because I have followed you for a long time on Facebook and watched the rise of the Anchorage, and your love and passion for Indigenous food and seafood. But it's the stuff that you're doing for the community that I want to hear a little bit more about. So can you tell us how you started in the business of providing for those who might be just finding life a bit tough?
Oh, no worries. So it actually stems back from about 10 years ago. We found that a lot of elderly were struggling within our communities, and we wanted to give back. So we started with actually doing Christmas hampers, and with the Anchorage we started doing a pensioner lunch special to provide cheap meals as well. Kiwi Harvest have gracefully jumped on board to help us keep these initiatives going by providing surplus stock, because we run pensioners at a loss, and it's just for us to give back to our elderly and to those who need a bit of extra kai in these trying times, I guess. So, yeah, we've been working alongside Kiwi Harvest for the past 3 years with Jennifer Stevens. She's the relationships manager down here for Kiwi Harvest. So, like, these products that we are getting are massive. We've just processed 200 kilos of mushrooms last week, as you would have seen, and we created hundreds of meals, so soups, pies, pastries, and that all just gets dispersed to our elderly community and most vulnerable people. Our local churches, we do soup for them as well to get into a market.
They're not just your ordinary old, a few bloody limp carrots and an onion and maybe an old lamb bone stuck in there. I was absolutely, no. I thought, I want to be a pensioner and bluff. I might have to talk to Corey Bragg about going and living up in the Kaumatua flats, because your pies this week were beef brisket, mushroom and watercress, and they looked absolutely divine.
Thank you. We do find that pensioners find it overwhelming just to cook for themselves, especially for them who are on their own. So the likes of my nana, she will go a few days without eating a meal because she finds it so overwhelming just to cook a whole meal for herself.
Yeah.
Whereas this way, if I've already cooked the meals, they can have some in the freezer. It's just one thing they don't have to worry about, and at least I know for sure that they've got a nutritional meal for them for a few days. And that's just what I want to do for them.
And do you get someone to help with the deliveries as well?
So that's all off my own back. So me and my kids, my mum helps me a lot, because this is above the restaurant. It's not to do with the business. This is just a community thing that we feel is right and we've always wanted to do. And so we have the skill sets, I have the resources, so we just do what we do, and it's all voluntary. Me and my children do all the deliveries ourselves.
Yeah, I saw that in your picture, and I thought they're not old kids, they're quite young kids, so you're teaching them that good work ethic right from an early age as well.
Yes, and I want them to, my kids to grow up to have empathy as well, so they are immersed in our community, they know about our pensioners, they love them, and they want to help as well, and hopefully, they can pass on those characteristics to their children in the future and their peers around them as well, just building bigger and better communities.
Yeah. And Haylee, how easy has it been to set up a restaurant on a place like Bluff, which doesn't have like a huge tourist trade? It's sort of passing by trade. How easy has it been?
It has not been easy at all, and especially when we got hit with COVID, it was horrendous. We've definitely put a lot of work into building the anchorage and keeping it running. But everything that is turned over just it goes back into the business to build it up. And so I can afford to pay my staff. All my staff are local. They all have families. So I just ensure that I go above and beyond and do everything I can where I can.
Yeah. And so when you talk about pensioners' meals, what is it that pensioners look for? Because that was the thing I think I noticed most about the Facebook post is you see a lot of food that goes to pensioners, and it might be a cottage pie or a bit of lasagna or, sometimes a bit of corned beef. And there's nothing wrong with corned beef. I love corned beef. But the meals are sort of are not what I'd call elaborate. So when you do your pensioners' lunches, what are the things that pensioners really look for? Is it nostalgic food, or are they a bit adventurous? What is it they want?
No, they definitely like the old school recipes a lot better than modern cuisine. But we have Fresh is Best, a local fish factory up here, and they actually donate the fish for the fish option to ensure that our pensioner community has that option, because we run it at a loss. And all contributions definitely help. So they have a fish of the day. They have 3 main options, and they can have like a roast of the day, or chicken snits or ribs. Nostalgic meals like a casserole. We also do 2 desserts every pensioners, so that can be like apple pies or a crumble. Pensioners love crumbles.